Hello, Longhorn.
Hello, Longhorn.
Hello, Longhorn.
Hello, Longhorn. This is a Texas Exes podcast introducing you to Longhorn entrepreneurs and business leaders. I'm Sara Light, and today we have Derrick Johnson, DJ. He played here at the University of Texas, played for the Kansas City Chiefs, and he has the Derrick Johnson Foundation, Defend the Dream, and he is all about making over libraries in elementary school. So here's Derrick Johnson. By the way, we have met before, and it's funny that you wore this jacket because I know where you got this jacket because I was there, and I have the shirt. I believe I know where you got this jacket. So I think it was a vintage pop-up.
Yep.
And it was the night before. If anybody's seen, this kid has these vintage drops, and the FOMO is so real. And kids, it could be 20 degrees, and kids are like lining up at 2 a.m.
Super cool though.
It is really cool.
Yeah.
And there was a pop-up, and I was with my friend who runs Burnt Orange Buys. And I had a shirt in my hand, and you and your wife were asking if I was going to buy it.
Yes, that is.
And then I was going to wear it today.
Wow.
But then I was like, is that gloating? And honestly, I was like, I don't even know if I want this shirt, but I'm not a competitive person, but I am when it comes to retail. Wow. And I was like, well, now I have to keep this shirt because they want it and they're cool.
That was,
so it must be
a really
cool.
nice shirt, by the way. We're just waiting for you to drop it down. We're going to snatch it.
And then I was like, I should wear it today. It's upstairs. But I was like, ooh, what if this like in your face, I got the shirt. And then you wore the jacket.
I know,
which I also
just
thought
to
was
let you know that, we got something out of here. Even
it's
though
a really nice jacket.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, thank you for being here. Yeah. This podcast is all about highlighting Longhorn entrepreneurs. And every semester, I like to highlight a Longhorn who's running a nonprofit. I think that's really interesting and really important. So every week, we're talking to a different Longhorn that runs a huge company, a small company, a mid-sized company, and we're trying to talk to people that do all types of things so that you can kind of see what's out there. Your story as to why you came here is a little different because you came as an athlete. So why did you choose the University of Texas?
Well, man, the brand is so big, so rich in tradition.
It was even, and we're the same age, but it was when you came. I'm a little older, but it was when you came.
Yeah, it was. It was already big time. And if you're in the state of Texas, being a Longhorn is a big deal. I'm from Waco, so been a Baylor fan growing up. My sister and my brother went there. He played ball there, so I was all about Sick'em Bears at the time. And then it was like when I started getting to my recruiting, I'm like, no, I gotta make this thing right. I was a big time recruit, and Coach Mac Brown was a big reason I came here as well. Being that father figure away from home, I think a coach has a big responsibility to take on a bunch of young men, boys becoming young men, and Coach Mac Brown was a big contributor in getting me to the University of Texas, and it was the right choice.
Is that because, are they like driving to your hometown and having dinners with you, and you're getting to know his wife?
I can still remember Coach Drake. So Mac Brown is very strategic when it comes to recruiting. He's like a master at it. Of course, we came down to the camp and like my junior year or whatnot, and being able to my mom actually talk to him and talk to him about just having good character, being integrity, and what he expects from me. My mom loved him, but when it came to coming to my house, Mac Brown actually did not come. He actually made Coach Daryl Drake, who used to recruit my brother when he was at Baylor. So it was like, golly, that was very strategic because we knew Coach Drake already, and we were very fond of him, and he was a big believer in what Mac Brown does, and he was a great representation. He came to our house. We ate dinner. We hung out. We talked about academics, talked about the football era, and just what it means to be a Longhorn. And next few weeks, I had committed to the University of Texas.
It's so funny thinking about the difference between coming as an athlete versus as a student, because I don't even know why I picked UT over another. It's such a scary decision when you're 17. You're like,
very.
Well, I guess I'll go here and it'll work out. And yours seems so much more is on the line, which I can't even imagine.
A lot more goes into it. That's a great point. I never even thought of it that way. But there's a little gamble or a little bit throwing stuff on the wall, just like a student, because we don't really know how it's going to pan out. But you definitely want to weigh the pros and cons, especially when you talk about a football team, when you talk about being athletically going to a school for athletics. I think it's a big deal that individual or that player knows exactly what he's getting into, because that's going to be his family now, right? You got one thing about the academic and the school, and you're going to be around other people, 50,000 other students, but just being on a football team, that's your little family right there, and you're going to have to confide in them, and they're going to help you grow as a young man to do some great things, not just on the field, but off the field as well.
Where do y'all live freshman year? Jester?
Yes.
Okay.
Jester East.
Jester East. This is a really dumb question, but I know what the beds looked like in Jester for us back in, so 99 was when I came. Well, do y'all have like bigger beds?
No, it's the same, man.
Y'all had, wait, do you have the pull-out bed?
Yeah, we did. We
my
did.
God.
So, but we actually put them together so you can, because some people are really big. So you put two twins together just to make a king size bed. But now that I think about it, we were just living. It wasn't great living in just the East, but the camaraderie that you have. I was on the third floor, so I mean, football players, or I should say, athletics was on third, fourth, and fifth floor or whatnot, and I was on the third level, and just the East was just the East. I mean, they're in a different area now, but yeah, it was different.
Like, I just would think y'all would have better mattresses, you know.
We didn't know any better, we were just trying to come up. I mean, now it's a lot different now. I mean,
it's a lot different.
They're not sleeping as hard as we were.
So football, were you involved? What was your major?
My major, education. Yep.
Okay.
Youth and community studies. So I'm big when it comes to education.
Okay, so education. And were you involved in anything? Probably not, because you didn't have time.
So I know it was hard to be totally involved, and especially when you start getting into your major.
Sure.
But when it came to going to different schools, being a football player, that actually helps. And just being able to read to kids, being able to help them with their homework, being able to be on a mentor program.
You did that stuff when you were a student?
When I was a student,
you would go and read to kids.
Yeah, absolutely. And those are the times, believe it or not, I went to school for 4 years, and those are the time I remember the most.
Really?
When I used to go off campus to go to these underprivileged schools, read to kids, and they looking at us like, oh my goodness, and we're like, to us it wasn't a big deal because we just came from here. We just left the seats that y'all are in now.
Yeah.
So for us, it was just paying it forward, and they looked at us like we were already in the NFL, and we're like, no, we're trying to get there. But it was kind of cool for somebody to say, man, I adore what you do. You're like a hero to me, and they look up to you. It just gives you a better sense of purpose early on, and kind of sets the stage for you later on.
Were you good at doing the voices when you read the stories?
Actually, not as much. Now I am, because I'm in that world.
It could be embarrassing.
I know. Then I was just trying to not be embarrassed and make sure I'm not stuttering. Just to you're trying to impress the kids, but the best part about it when I went to go mentor these kids in other elementary schools, best part about it is actually sitting down and talking with them and being able to get into their world. And they would tell us, stories about home or just whatever it is. And it's kind of cool to sit there and say, man, you got a listening ear from somebody you adore. I think we were doing some really, really good work back in the day.
It's nice that you look back and you realize that was it's nice to have little kids like be excited.
It is, right? Yeah. Especially at school, right? Because they're there for a long time, and now they get an hour or two to be with somebody, and not only is it fun, but we're doing work too, right? We're trying to develop in them and give them some kind of motivation to let them know like it's possible.
Yeah.
Like that's the cool part.
So you left, you went and played for the Chiefs, had football, but while you were at the Chiefs, you started a nonprofit. You started your Defend the Dream.
Yeah.
Okay. And why did you start a nonprofit, and why did you choose that it was going to support young kids?
Yeah. Well, my foundation, Defend the Dream, is a direct extension of my life. I'm a kid that lived in inner city, and I grew up with a teacher for a mom. So my mom instilled a lot of great values in me at a young age. So I knew right from wrong, especially when it came to education and how important it was, regardless of if I was really good at sports or not. Education was going to be the key, and my mom was big believer in that.
What'd she teach?
She taught math, actually.
For what grade?
Sixth grade.
Okay.
Sixth grade math teacher. And my mom is probably more popular than me in Waco. Like they call her Miss Johnson. So and they even call me now. Oh, that's Miss Johnson's son. Just to let you know,
Yeah.
I don't have a name. That's Miss Johnson's son. That just tells you the credit that they give her and just how they really believed in her. But she's a staple in Waco, and my mom, a big believer in education. So when I was in the NFL, I say, man, I'm always a big believer of, if you're a blessing, you got to be a blessing to others. And how can I affect and help motivate the young kids through my life? And that's through education. Being able to go to Title I elementary school libraries, and we do a library makeover. And it involves painting the walls, putting fat heads and quotes on there, really liven the place up, brighten the place up. We do let them know University of Texas has come by. So, it's going to be burnt orange on there.
But you were doing this before, like you were doing this when you were with the Chiefs
that's
in
a good
Kansas
question.
City.
Right.
Okay.
So we let them know Chiefs was
Okay,
by
okay.
then, but now I'm here in Austin. We definitely changed the colors to burnt orange. But I started in 2013.
Okay.
And these are $50,000 mini capital projects that we do. And this is to raise the level of reading for these kids before they leave elementary school. So there's a bad stat that underprivileged kids, we're talking Title I elementary schools, the schools that need help, if they're not on grade level reading by the time they leave elementary school, half of them don't finish high school. So that's a big deal. We're talking inner city underprivileged kids. So being able to pump more resources into their libraries, and so they can do more independent reading for these kids to have the proper resources is a big deal. This really helps them out through education.
So it's really cool because it's not abstract. What you're doing is
Right.
you can actually see exactly what you're doing because you're doing a makeover, which is really fun. Yeah. So you're going into one of these libraries and you've done 4?
Well, I've done 7 here,
Austin,
7 here in
here.
Austin. Yeah, 23 in all. So 15 in
Okay.
Kansas City, 1 in Waco, and 7 here in Austin. These are $50,000 projects that, man, we over 1,000 age appropriate new books that go into these.
Over 1,000.
Yeah.
So do all the books almost do some stay?
So some stay because they do have some that are relevant and relate to the kids. But a lot of their books have water damage and they're old. They're from the 1990s. So when you think of trying to encourage a kid to read and reading is fundamental and all this, you got to have things that relate to them and they can see themselves in those books. So being able to add 1,000 extra new age appropriate books, take out the bad ones that are there.
Yeah.
And I think it's a big deal.
And can you see the difference in the kids when they go get the big reveal?
Absolutely. Listen, when we have the ribbon cutting and at these, we call them DJ's Discovery Den. That's kind of a patented name that we kind of stamped on the back of it, but it's a library makeover. And every time we have a opening, these kids say, "This is the best day of my life." That reminds me, hey, this is why you do this. This is why you stay up late. This is why you're planning. This is why you're helping create this narrative that education is super important and these kids need it. And I've had a question before from a kid, plenty of times saying, "Hey, why here? Why this school? Almost like, how'd you see us? And I'm like, man, we want to be here because you're worth it, because you're special, and education is super important. And we're getting a lot of it's awesome ministry for me.
Man, I love it. I think that's one of the coolest things is to be able to say, "I see you."
That's big though.
It's huge.
Yeah.
So how do y'all choose the schools here in Austin?
Yeah,
So you've done 7.
Yeah, here in Austin, we choose them. We got a great partnership with the Austin Ed Fund and Austin ISD. Of course, we want to get around to everybody. We're not going to run out of Title I schools, so we're starting in Austin or whatnot, and being able to have free and reduced lunch for elementary schools. That helps us to pick the area that for the Title I elementary school, and the combined income in households geographically for that school super low. So it lets you know we're in whenever we go to a place, a Title I school, we know as soon as we walk in, we say, all right, this is a place that needs help. There are some Title I schools that we visited, and we say, man, we can't put you first because you're doing pretty good. There's more people that need more help.
What is your favorite childhood book?
Oh man, my favorite one would have to be Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Okay.
Yeah, Clifford the Big Red Dog, or
it's a solid choice.
Yeah, solid choice, safe choice. Let's see, Cat in the Hat.
Okay.
That's super old school. But the one I use now is Pete the Cat.
Okay.
Pete the Cat.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, they Pete the Cat has.
It's a new one?
Yeah, it has a few of them. A series of them, but they're just fun for the kids, and I get the voices going. It's kind of cool. But now I have my own book, Super DJ Saves Field Day. So
that
that's
you wrote
the
with
book
your wife.
That I wrote with my wife. So that's really, really exciting. I'm always trying to empower kids, to encourage them to fight through adversity and to somehow use their own superpower. So Super DJ is a dad turned superhero who helps kids find their own superpowers by doing their best and trying their best.
Do your kids like it?
Love it, love it, love it. My kids are in the book at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
And now they're like,
so they're famous.
Yeah, I know. They should have been like, and now they're asking me, we should have been in there the whole. I'm like, well, I gotta try to get everybody involved. Now they want to take over the book. So
y'all have an event coming up. So we are going to air this about 2 weeks before, but it's such I go to a lot of fundraisers, a lot, and it's such an interesting one that y'all are doing.
Yeah.
And I think that, if people can do, I think you have to basically sponsor tables.
Yeah. And we're sold out.
You're sold out.
Yeah.
So
we're sold out. You'll see a bunch of content from this from the event, but yes.
Okay, so you're sold out, but I want to mention it because it's so cool. So basically, what are you calling it? You're calling it the Celebrity Waiter Night?
Yeah, Derrick Johnson Celebrity Waiter Night.
Okay, so I was looking through and I was texting Will Matthews yesterday and I was like, this is stacked. Like the people you have and your friends, you asked everybody.
Yeah,
and nobody said no.
And you know what? That's when you have a long list of guys like Mac Brown and Vince Young and Colt McCoy and just all Brian Arakpo and all these guys.
TJ Ford, Emmanuel Acho, Quan Cosby, Brian Jones, and Earl Campbell.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane.
Yeah. So what that tells you is that
y'all run deep and support each other. When you say celebrity waiters, it's just fun to think. Are they actually going to be acting as waiters, or are they just like hosts for tables?
No, waiters.
Okay, they're
actually waiters. They're gonna be working.
They're gonna put plates down.
Yeah, we'll get them all there before it happens, before the actual event happens at 6:30. We're gonna train them. Yep. And it's just proper stuff that you do from waiters or whatnot. And they, I won't be explaining, but the waiters will be explaining
at the Four Seasons.
And at the Four Seasons. So it's gonna be pretty cool.
Are they gonna be wearing waiter outfits?
Yeah, well they'll be dressed nice casually, but they'll have a apron on that says Derrick Johnson Celebrity Waiter Night.
I named a lot of the people coming, like Chris Del Conte, Mac Brown, Colt McCoy, Vince Young, TJ Ford, Emmanuel Acho, all your guys from 3rd and Longhorn. So who do you think is going to be the best waiter?
Oh, that's a good one. You know what? He probably won't run around as much as the younger guys, but Mac Brown's, he's a likable guy.
Yeah.
That's why he's a great recruiter. So I'm sure he'll get the hearts of everybody in there, and then pouring wine or passing out plates. We'll put him work just a little bit, but the other guys that have a little more youngness about them, we'll have them sweating.
Who do you think might drop a
Drop
plate.
a play. Ooh, that's got to be some kind of defensive back because they don't catch well or a linebacker or something. Hopefully it's not going to be me because I will be helping
Yeah,
some.
okay.
So it'd probably be a defensive player. I have a lot of defensive players coming.
Okay.
Michael Griffin, Brian Arakpo, just a lot of defensive guys. Jordan Higgs.
Do you think is anybody like, thank you so much. This has been my lifelong dream to be a waiter for a night.
You know what? I don't think they know what they're getting into.
Okay.
I think they're just like, all right, DJ, I trust you. All right, there we go.
Okay.
They're going to be like, man, I'm working today. But it's going to be cool, especially when we're able to call their names out before they actually start plating and bringing stuff. So, because some of these guys are older and you haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah.
So you want to know who's that person. So we'll give their accolades and all that stuff, line up everybody, and then we'll push them all out to start handing out plates. So it's going to be fun.
Is that one of the things that makes Texas special, you think, is the community? I mean, it
Absolutely.
just, okay.
That's big time. Community is everything. And that follows you longer than your career. And if anything follows you longer than your career in life, I think you got to cherish. And being at the University of Texas has been very beneficial.
Also want to shout out your podcast, Third and Longhorn.
Yeah.
It's really fun. It's where every week you guys are talking about the game, but you also interview current players, which feels like insane access.
Yeah.
And also off season, sometimes you're interviewing, which is my favorite part, some of the coaches and some of the behind the scenes people that nobody would ever know exist.
Yeah.
Who's been one of the favorite people that you've interviewed?
Oh man, that's a good question. I keep bringing up Mac Brown just because he's just a talker, man. It was the easiest set we've ever done because we just say something and he'll just go and we're like, okay.
Because do you still have that coach player relationship where
absolutely.
sometimes you're like, yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. And usually you'll have a guy 1 or 2 minutes late for a session in here. When you get Mad Dog there, or you get there's a strength coach, or you get Mac Brown, you get coaches and certain people there, you're on time, and they're there early. I'm like, oh, okay, Jeremy Hills is here pretty early.
I see
pretty
you.
early.
So is there somebody though that was not somebody maybe you had never met before, like a coach for a different team that you were like, wow, I love the rowing coach. I don't know if you were in there for that one.
For the what?
The rowing coach for
Oh,
women.
you know what? I get the biggest kick out of other sports because don't get me wrong, football is awesome and I know a lot about it, right? And have a lot to relate to coaches, players, and of all sorts. But when it comes to the baseball, when it comes to basketball, when it comes to rowing, when it comes to other sports, I'm like, that's pretty cool. Like y'all are like us. Like we're the same. It's just y'all don't get as much pub or much content as us because football is bigger than life. But it's good to give them their shine because they're working just as hard.
Yep. When you look back to your time here, I like to say, like, what are some of the small moments that you didn't know were the big moments that you look back on all the time and you're like, man, those were the moments that I miss?
It's a great question. Well, two on different parts of the spectrum. Going out in DKR, like coming out before the games, it's electrifying. I love it. I couldn't ask for something bigger and better. It's something that it's hard to explain. Because when you walk out of there and you see all that burnt orange and you're a part of this family, it's for life. And what starts here really does change the world because that's our motto, even outside of leaving this university. But even getting on the buses, like the 40 acres buses, you know what I mean? Going to class. I did that. Like, and
you didn't have, they all have scooters now.
I know it's a lot different now. They still get to class, but being able to just put a lot of value on, man, I am a regular civilian out here. And even though I play football, some people might think I have a cape on. It may look like it, but I don't.
I can't believe you actually rode the bus.
Yeah, I rode the bus, and
I thought they golf carted y'all everywhere.
No, and depended on the bus, and I had to be there. I had to go to class, and my mom would call me like, "Hey, make sure you manage your time, right? Boom, boom, boom." I had the coach. I had, you had all these, counselors talking to you, and then I had my mom like, "Hey, you make sure you do this, you represent, boom, 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 all academic. And I was like, all right, I got it.
Where was your favorite place to grab food around campus?
Great question. Players.
Okay.
So yeah, you
that's
know
good.
about players. Yeah. And it sometimes not even during the day, late at night, after studying, I should say.
Sure. We liked their ice. I had a friend that was really into like the ice to go get her like Diet Cokes.
Yeah.
And players had the circular small ice,
Small
like the
ice.
Sonic ice.
Yeah.
And so players
You're
had
ice
good
eater,
ice.
huh?
Yeah.
And we Pluckers.
Mm-hmm.
Pluckers was one. I was a big wing guy, but we ate whatever we could. I mean, they get NIL has kind of changed and shaped it a little different. I ate whatever was around.
Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
And how can people support your foundation?
Yeah, you can support my foundation, DerrickJohnsonFoundation.org, DerrickJohnsonFoundation.org, and we are doing some great work here in Austin, and more like-minded individuals are coming together. So we're making a big change here.
I love it. Well, hook 'em horns. Hook 'em horns.